Let me ask you a few questions about your history. Your parents were in the U.S. how many years before you were born?
What's this now?
How many years were your parents in the U.S. before you were born?
Well, my dad is about 6, 7 years.
Okay. And your mom, just 3 or 4 years?
They were both teenagers.
I didn't know when Mom
Grandpop came to the United States when he was 14.
17.
17.
They got married pretty young, didn't they? Like right when she came over?
She was young.
And Mother was, 6 years difference between Dad and Mother.
Yeah, she was young.
And you were born in 1916? And then what is the order of your brothers and sister?
Myself, Alfonso, and Anthony, which is George now. Changed his name.
Let George do it. That's how I got that name.
Gino was born before Rudy. Gino, Rudy, and Angela, and June.
And how much difference in years between you and Jane?
20 years.
About 20?
19 or 20. 20's pretty close. Between 19 and
And you were born in Philadelphia?
20. Yeah, South Philly.
Was the neighborhood you were in mostly Italian?
Yeah, a lot of Italian.
Total. Tota.
And how many generations of Masons were there? Your father was a Mason?
As far as
you know, huh?
well, did you know Uncle John's daughter, Philomena?
Philomena?
Philomena? No.
She was the one that had the
Grandma
history.
named the baby after her, right? The baby that Grandma lost, was that named after Philomena?
I don't know.
Grandma lost a baby amidst all those boys. A little baby girl.
Well, anyway, she got the history, and as far back as we went, every one of them were Masons.
That's great. And do you know anything about the part of Italy that your family came from?
No.
And you've never visited yourself, that's right. Did you go to Phillies games when you were young? To Phillies games when you were
Oh,
young?
yeah, I used to go pretty often.
The A's were good when you were growing up, weren't they? Up till about 30 or so.
They were terrific in the 20s.
With Connie Mack. Cheap, yeah, I know. That's why they lost the whole team. They lost the whole team twice. They lost them.
He had some real good players.
Good pitchers. And Fox was really good.
Ellie Fox.
Yeah. And
Mickey
Cochran, yeah. So I think he lost the whole team when their pay got too high, right about when you were born, a little before that. And then he did it again, like at the end of the 20s. Just cut them all loose. And then the A's did that when free agency started when they were in Oakland. Charlie Finley just cut everybody loose.
What do you think of La Russa?
He's great.
He's Italian too.
That can't hurt.
There's a lot of Italian managers in baseball.
Did you get a chance to see any of the baseball series on PBS? It was that 9-part series.
The history.
No. Oh, it was great. The way they did it is the first one was before 1900, and they had pictures and a little bit of film clips, and they told history of how baseball got started. And then they spent
Years ago, they didn't have Sunday baseball.
Yeah.
I just
They used to have beer and hot dogs in the dugout.
Yeah, Babe Ruth used to down about 5 or 6 hot dogs and plenty of beer. Well, they did it by innings. The first inning was before 1900. The second inning was 1900 to 1910, and they do it decade by decade. And I think they combined the 60s through the present as the modern era.
We had so many great ball players. Joe DiMaggio, the greatest. The reason why he made everything look so easy.
Yeah.
Natural.
I mean, he was a natural.
Great fielder, really fast, power hitter, average hitter, everything. You don't get to see as much of DiMaggio as you do of Mantle or Mays or Aaron because they didn't have as much film of them.
To me, DiMaggio was the greatest. Tremendous singer.
Yeah, he was an incredible talent. I bet you he could have played another 5 or 6 years if he didn't die.
Calamita was great.
Yeah, not as long as those other guys, but for probably about a 10-year period.
Great arm.
Yeah. Did you used to go to any Phillies games with Mom?
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Did you catch
Every
any balls
week.
for her?
Every home game.
Oh, every week?
We went for some time.
Did you catch any balls for her?
Yes, of
One
course.
time, 5 balls we got.
5
Right in his
balls.
hand.
Right behind first base.
Boy, I've gotten 1 ball in 30 years, and you got 5 in 1 game?
One game.
I wish you would have saved some for me.
I know. It'd be worth something.
Yeah. Well, what do you remember about your parents? Any special memories about them?
My dad was the greatest, I think.
Yeah, from what I remember of him, he was a real nice man.
Greatest.
He was Antonio? Okay. And your mother died a lot before he did, didn't she? Your mother died a lot before he did, didn't she?
Yeah, she died in 1972. 1970.
No, it was 1970, I think. 1970. The summer of
My mother
1970.
died in 1970 also.
Your mom died in 1970.
Yeah, so your mother died in 1970.
Oh, no. 69. Grandma died. Nana died in 69, and Mom died in 70. That's
what
it.
I'm saying.
Okay. So, what attracted you about Grandma Rita when you started dating and got married?
Well, she...
Here's a wedding picture Mom had made for you.
That's cute. Isn't that cute? How old were you? About 22 or
20.
you were 20?
And how old was she? How old was she?
19.
She was real pretty. So what do you remember when you asked her out for the first time and when you got married? What stood out about her?
Rita, when she was younger, she was a lot wilder.
Wilder, huh? You like that?
Did you two elope? Did you two elope? No?
You got married in church? Okay.
Dr. Ross Stover. Dr. Ross Stover. He was our minister.
No Cupid's Chapel O' Love or anything?
So how'd you meet Mom?
I think it was through Nick Mano, actually. He was going out with Louise, you know.
She was different than Louise, huh?
Yeah.
Louise was real straight-laced. Tell them about her. I'd like to know. What was she like? I know she could do the Charleston real good.
She was a good cook.
Definitely.
And what do you remember about Mom when she was a little girl.
Wait a minute now, you're meddling.
Was she a good little girl?
She was.
See this halo?
Yeah.
Every time I spanked her, I tell her,
You didn't spank me. I don't remember you spanking me, ever touching me. No, you didn't. You got me confused.
Was she quiet and shy?
she was a good girl, good girl.
Well, she's a pretty good mom, so
I
she
love
didn't
my
change.
daddy, I can tell you that.
It's when we were living in DeVita's place, you know, the furniture store.
Yeah.
That's where I spanked her.
Really? What did I do?
I don't even
I
remember.
must have been doing something that was dangerous.
Probably got
for me.
close to a stove or something.
Yeah.
When I spanked you, I told you why I was spanking.
See, it didn't bother me because I didn't remember. You know, I was a real daddy's girl. I wanted to go with him everywhere he went. In the truck, especially in the truck, I like to go out on jobs to make estimates, and to the ball game later.
Who was your girlfriend we used to take a couple of times?
Peggy,
Peggy?
you know, she's coming in April.
Oh, yeah?
They live in Atlantic City, or Summers Point, near Atlantic City. And they have a son who is now based in Virginia Beach or Norfolk. And so they're coming down in April.
Whose daughter was Jerry?
Louise and Nick.
Okay.
Jerry was a tomboy,
How much older was she than you?
4 years. She was a tomboy and I was an artist and a thinker. Yeah, I used
What
to wish I
happened?
could run as fast as she could. She could beat all the boys on the block.
She was a tomboy.
And she was good at everything. She was better at every sport the boys did. I was real dainty.
Didn't she used to beat up on the people who tried to pick on you?
Yes, she'd sit on them.
She is still living in Westchester.
Yes. She was living in Louise's home for a while, but just couldn't get adjusted. They couldn't get it air conditioned, and so it was far from work. And so she's back in Westchester now. It's a nice condo.
Oh, they don't have the home anymore.
No, had to sell it. Yeah.
Well, that was a good interview. We got some good stuff on film, and Susan can fade out the camera now.